Zaniko Mhlaba, our reporter at that briefing, he joins us now. Zaniko, good afternoon to you. The Minister clearly very angry at these claims made against him.
He is very, very angry indeed, Stephen, actually going as far as saying that the matter is currently with his legal team, saying that he will not allow himself to be subjected to abuse just because he's a minister. So in terms of the action that the minister, or his attitude towards these allegations seems to be very serious, because he's saying that he's going to take this on and he's going to challenge Outa so that they're able to account, and actually saying, they're going as far as saying that if they are not providing the necessary evidence as they claim to have, his legal team is likely going to, take legal action so that they are forced through legal processes to table whatever information they allege to have against the minister. But also there's that, unity between the minister and NSFAS in terms of taking a very strong stance against these allegations, because we also heard NSFAS, they're saying that they're also dealing with this matter. However, they're also refuting and rebutting these allegations made by Outa. But also the minister did say that he had tried to reach out to the president so that he can take him into confidence in terms of what is it that is all about in regards to these allegations. But unfortunately, the president has been busy in Mpumalanga, so he has not been able, to engage the president about these allegations. But also saying that he is not going to resign because nothing official has been put on the table by the people who are accusing him, and in this case, the organization Outa. So let's get a sense of what's happening on the other side of this equation, where NSFAS is also implicated through its chairperson. I'm joined now by the NSFAS spokesperson, Mr. Ishmael Mnisi, whom we know very well from the Department of Higher Education. Now he is with NSFAS. Mr. Mnisi, thank you very much for taking time out to speak to us. Very serious allegations against the chairperson of the fund itself. What have you been, talking to the chair about in terms of having to engage him about these allegations? What is his point of view? What is his position on these allegations?
Well, thank you very much, Zaniko. As I've said, the chair has refuted having received any money meant for his personal use, that of the minister of the South African Communist Party, and at the appropriate time, the chair will take South Africa into confidence in terms of what he knows about this process. But having listened to the tapes themselves, you can see that how the gentlemen that were speaking there, how they've choreographed everything, to suit the narrative that they want to peddle out there, that there was some wrongdoing from the chairperson. We expect such kind of things from people who are disappointed, as you could have, heard from their statements that they could really not get what they wanted from the chair, and hence they resolved towards blackmail and doing all sorts of tricks to make sure that they get attention of South Africans.
Just for clarity, Mr. Mnisi, we asked the minister if he can confidently say that that's not his voice, that's on those, said recordings. Can you also confirm that actually, as far as the chairperson of NSFAS is concerned, that's not him being recorded, that's not him talking? So in terms of verifying those voices, can he say with confidence that's not him?
No. The chair has attended these meetings, and I think we must just put that very clear, whose intention was to solicit information that these informants said they were going to provide for him. But clearly, their intention was articulated in the very same recordings that they've shared, that their intention, it was to influence the chairperson, not, in order to influence the board, not to proceed with the termination of their contracts, because in the majority of them who were there, you can tell that they are, part and parcel of the direct payment service providers who knew that their contracts were to be terminated. So their objective, it's what we are questioning, for them to have called the chair and said, we want to provide as much information as possible. And the reason why there were two meetings, clearly, upon them realizing that the first meeting could not yield their objectives, then they called for the second meeting, where now they planned that should he not pronounce to this extent, this is what they are going to do. So I can confirm that the chair indeed attended those meetings. But these recordings, to a particular extent, were also choreographed in the manner that they were, done.
Okay. So now let's talk about the allegations that were made by the minister, saying that he suspects that the people behind this entire saga are the actual service providers who stand to lose in the termination of this contract when it comes to direct payment to students. You know, is that the sense that you also have as NSFAS? And are you able to share information in terms of who are these people? And as you said, these recordings seem to have choreographed. So can you also confirm, do you agree with the Minister that these might be the people behind this saga?
We certainly agree with the Minister. The voices themselves and the discussions there are of those that, were standing to benefit, and that's why they were unhappy when they could not get what they wanted from the chair. The other point of the, dissatisfaction and discomfort that we have is how actually Outa handled this whole issue and even the so-called report. Because in constituting a report and for an organization such as Outa, we expect that they must have a fair balance of the views expressed in that. Now, we only have one view from these recordings. The second view is theirs with the statement that they've raised. And our view is that...
Sorry, Mr. Minister, to cut you. I just want to get this out of the way. Did they reach out to you as NSFAS in terms of the information they have to get any clarity, to ask any questions to you, and maybe to get you to respond to these allegations?
Not at all. They've never reached out in this instance to us. They've reached out to us before, so their attitude this time has completely changed. And this is what makes us to be suspect that they might also be part and parcel of this bigger scheme to compel NSFAS not to take certain particular decision in the interest of these informants and of some of their members who they benefit from their own subscriptions.
Right. Talk to us about the outstanding payments to students from 2023. What's the latest update in terms of addressing these issues? But also, we're in the new academic year now, 2024. What have you done to ensure that whatever problems students had in 2023 are not encountered in this new academic year?
Well, in terms of the disbursements, we are now standing at about 20,000 disbursements that we have to make. We have released a statement in relation to the challenges that we have experienced because of the information which changed of students. We were waiting for our institutions to be opened. Majority of them started to be opening today. We are going to engage with them in terms of analyzing that data so that come the 15th of January, we would have completed to review that data, and where disbursements must be made, we are going to continue to do so. We're having very exciting news for the beginning of the academic year this year. We will ensure that we don't have any further delays in the disbursements that we need to make in February. As soon as we confirm the students that we are going to fund, we will then communicate to the institutions and communicate to those students so that funding can be sent to the relevant students. And what is more exciting again is that we are, Minister will announce our way or mechanism of funding the missing middle students through our comprehensive funding model, which is something we are working on. We are also working on an exciting program of piloting the student accommodation. We are very excited about that as well.
All right, let's leave that for Thursday, Mr. Mnisi. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
My pleasure, Ziniko.
Thank you very much. That's Mr. Ishmael Mnisi, who speaks for NSFAS, responding to some of the statements made by Outa through that statement on the 4th of January, but also sharing some sentiments and positions of the Minister of Higher Education in terms of rebutting all the allegations leveled against the NSFAS chair and the Minister of Higher Education here in South Africa, Dr. Blade Nzimande. So that's the latest from us, Stephen, as far as the response from the Ministry and also NSFAS.
Baba, thank you very much indeed. Well, more developments perhaps on that story. Strong views from NSFAS and from the Minister on that today.